Punk Revolution now! Hey everyone, wanted to do another album review of... Today I'm going to be reviewing Dogrel, an album by Fontaines DC, released April, maybe like 12th or something, April something of 2019. It's like a post-punky, indie art punk, post-punk revival kind of thing going on here. So that's all you need to know. Just kidding, there's more. I like this album a lot. I'm gonna give you every detail about why I like it and why I didn't like it. Well, let me just tell you a fun story. The first time I listened to this album, I didn't like it very much. The fifth time I listened to it, I really liked it. So why did that happen? First, basically, like, when I first listened to it, like, I heard right off the bat, like, okay, it's a post-punk revival album. Sounds like frickin', like, Parquet Courts and frickin' Interpol and frickin' Idols. You know, that's clearly influenced by Wire and Gang of Four, whatever. You know, it's just like it's post-punk revival. And nothing against post-punk revival. I like it. A lot of times I don't like it that much because it just sounds like their influence is just regurgitated and just like it's not like the most original. And it's like if I'm gonna be listening to like this kind of music, why don't I just listen to like the better versions of it? So that was kind of my first impression, like, oh, here we go again, another freaking post-punk revival album, another indie art punk post-revival album. But that was not me giving it its fair spin, not giving this album credit where this freaking album's credit is due. This album, after listening to it a few more times, I became addicted to this album. I was fucking addicted. I still kind of am addicted to it, even though I've been listening to it for like a week and a half now, which I guess isn't that long of a time. But I mean, I've been pretty fucking addicted to it, basically because it's extremely catchy. Every song has got its own personality and is its own musical achievement. So it's not like every single song sounds the same. So there's a lot of good reasons to re-listen to this album. When I'm listening through this album, it's like, oh yeah, it's this song, and then the next one is like, oh fuck yeah, it's this song now. Yeah, I like this song too. And the next one, oh, I like this song too. It's just like it's not like every single song sounds the same. You can't differentiate between them. No. This album really makes their songs differentiated, which is a fantastic achievement for a genre that's kind of been saturated. And it's got a fucking personality. I mean, they're from Dublin. They've got they're Irish, and that really shines through the very extremely creative lyrics. The vocals are so monotone, which is kind of confusing to me because it's extremely monotone vocals, but extremely catchy. And I don't know why. I can't really explain it because I don't want to just say, oh, it's catchy because the instrumentation is catchy. Because, no, the vocals are super catchy, but they're so monotone. It's almost like it's a paradox. It's a contradiction. The dialectics of the vocals of Fontaines DC blows my mind. So, very catchy album, and they got such a great sound. This band is so freaking tight. Just din, 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 din. The whole band playing quarter notes together in unison. It just sounds so tight. And then they did have a really good job of going from playing super tight together to just like getting super loose and getting noisy and losing that tightness. So they're repetitive, tight, catchy, and then loose and experimental and just like, whoa, that riff is interesting. That's an eccentric riff. So they're good songwriters, and they've got a lot of creative stuff. They're good at kind of giving you the best of both worlds, both the catchy, repetitive stuff, and also the more, let's get a little freaking noisy and experimental here with their guitars, so they do that. And I love that. I think that's fantastic. I mean, it's like, it's everything you could want in an album. It's fucking catchy as hell. You're gonna listen to it a million times because of how catchy it is. You're gonna have to because the song's gonna be stuck in your head. And it's just like a fantastic, like, I mean, it's it's not just pop. It's not just catchy. It's not just catchy. It's also a fucking fantastic piece of art. It's great. This album is very artistic. The lyrics, the creative songwriting and structures. The only issue I really have with this album I can think of is the mix. I feel like something this band does well as in terms of their songwriting is incorporating kind of looser, noisier sections within their songs. I think that's fantastic. It keeps the songs interesting. But I feel like the mix just kind of made a little bit like, the noisier sections I think could have been noisier. I think the noisier sections could have been noisier and just a little bit more explosive. I feel like maybe I can't really explain it. Just like I don't know. Just I mean, I think the mix was fine for what it is. Like obviously, I like this album so much. Regardless, it's just I hope in their future efforts they can like expand more on their noisier, looser sections and just let that go a little bit looser and a little noisier. And I think having a mix that suits that better will help them do that. So yeah, that's basically this album. I honestly like I'm addicted right now. So my rating might be a little biased because I'm addicted, and maybe a month from now I won't be addicted to it. Or maybe I'll still be listening to this album 5 years from now because it's so fucking catchy. I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a freaking 8.1. That's a high rating on the Kaio scale. This is the first time I've ever given a rating, so you don't know because it's all relative. But trust me, an 8.1 is really high. He gave an 8.1. That's so high. Tell everybody on the internet to listen to this album because Kaio from Punk Revolution Now just gave this album an 8.1, so it must be really fucking good. No, no, don't do it. No, no, oh no.